Thank you, Madam Chair. And as I said earlier, I appreciate our attempt to raise this issue of homelessness. It is a serious issue. Homeless people are people, and they're homeless for various reasons. I was homeless, sleeping in the car with my kids. I was working and paying taxes. Just luckily, I knew to go to the swap shop, drive in, and just go to the movies every night to kind of feel safe. I would have never taken my kids and gone to a homeless camp out of fear of being raped and just the mixture of people there. I just think if we're going to address an issue or begin to go down this road, we have to take the time and do the due diligence. When we get into talking about permitting, in public places, well, the public, the taxpayer, that's the homeless person that's working is the public, and it's their property. I mean, this is just so much bigger than just bringing a piece of legislation to say that cities gotta, cities need to have a permit. So now if I'm on local government, do I take a piece of property and I build affordable housing, or do I do a permit for homeless people when I need to do both? I just would like to see us take the time and really address this issue and not do something that could potentially have adverse consequences. If I'm now sleeping with my babies and it's public property and I don't have a permit and I get arrested, now I'm separated from my kids, they go to DCF. I just think that sometimes we have really, really good intentions, but we don't understand the full unintended consequence as we try to solve one problem that creates several other problems for people that are struggling, people that are going through. And I was homeless on the other side of my recovery. I was just in between that time that I needed to save that money to get what I needed to get somewhere to stay for me and my babies. And I'm taking time to lay out the picture because I've heard various comments here today where whether it's mental illness, if I have mental illness, I might not want to just stay with people at all. That might be one of my triggers. But what I have not heard us talk about is trying to do something to get to the root cause. And I know that that's going to take a lot of work. I think about Hollywood, the Broward Coalition for the Homeless. In Hollywood, an officer is trained to take homeless people to the homeless shelter, to wake them up and take them there. I just don't know if in our efforts to do good that we're now going to create something that's going to do bad. When we talk about seeing homeless camps, even to have to talk about creating a camp for homeless people and not housing or shelter. When we see these things taking place around the world, it can't be our reaction. We're going to just put laws in place and they're going to go away. They're not going to go away until we deal with the root cause. And a lot of it starts with us humanizing people. I have this foundation that I live by that teach me about righteousness. And I believe a part of that righteousness is, loving my brother and sister in a way that I want them to love me. And I have gotten to know Senator Martin. I know his heart is pure. He wants to help people. But I have a lot of unanswered questions about this legislation. And being a person personally that's experienced homelessness and the other part of life where you're stigmatized, you're marginalized, people make all kind of awful assumptions about you. And sometimes when they're trying to do good, they hurt you more. So I'm going to be a no for those reasons that I don't have answers to. Like, I just can't understand the permitting. I would almost be more encouraged as a homeless person, I could go into the city and get a permit to just be okay on this little piece of property and be safe with my kids. But that's not what the bill is saying, and I'm just not clear on the permitting, and I just keep thinking about being out there with my babies, and even from working hard and just falling asleep at the wrong time, and I get caught sleeping for just that 2 hours of that nap that I need, and now I'm arrested and separated from my kids. So for those reasons, I'm not supporting in this bill. Stop. Maybe if I can get some of those answers, I will in the next committee.